Hi, my name is Sarah Duarte. I am a teacher candidate at Grand Canyon University, and today I'm going to be talking to you about leveraging home and school connections in English language instruction. Now, in order to do this, we need to be utilizing culturally responsive teaching. This is a research-based approach to teaching, and according to understood.org, it connects students' cultures, language, and life experiences with what they learn in school. These connections help students access rigorous curriculum and develop higher level academic skills. This approach also focuses on the assets and strengths that students bring to the classroom rather than focusing on what they can't do or their weaknesses. It also raises expectations and makes learning relevant for all students. Now, in order to be culturally responsive teachers, we need to be culturally competent of English language learners. That includes understanding the cultural influences of English language learners as well as their social emotional needs. Having cultural competence means that you have the knowledge and tact to understand your students and treat them equally despite their cultural differences. It also means that you have an awareness of the cultural impacts on English language learning and how those can influence the decisions that we make in the classroom. Having cultural competence means that we include elements in our classroom such as word walls, print-rich environments or multicultural libraries, modeling for our students, free play and group work and individual group opportunities for students to engage with their peers. Having cultural competence also means that you understand the cultural influences that affect our English language learners. A few examples of these influences include religion, race, ethnicity, gender, economic class, sexual identity, and so much more. These influences can impact how our students think and feel and learn, and they also can influence how we as teachers make decisions and lesson plans for our students. Oftentimes, teachers will impose low expectations or set the bar too low for their students, when in reality, we should be providing opportunities for the students to showcase their strengths regardless of their cultural influences. It's also important to remember that we need to protect the students' social emotional needs as well. English language learners come to this country oftentimes not knowing any English at all, and they might be scared or overwhelmed. So when they come into your classroom, their confidence might be low. They may not want to engage with their peers. So we need to make sure that we're giving them plenty of opportunities to express themselves. We can do this by giving them the words to share their thoughts and feelings. We can give them regular opportunities to engage with their peers. They can express their thoughts and feelings through drawing or artwork. They can do journal entries. They can write a letter. Or they can have free time just to talk with their teacher or talk with their peer. Another way that we can ensure that we're meeting the social emotional needs of our students is creating a routine and maintaining that routine throughout the year. Research has shown that students who are low English language learners, we as teachers need to ensure that we're creating an inclusive school and class environment. We can do this by embracing the cultural differences and backgrounds of each of our students. Some strategies for creating an inclusive classroom include creating a multicultural library. When students have the opportunity to read and view books that represent a variety of ethnicities and cultural backgrounds, it creates a more positive and open-minded viewpoint for each of our students. Another way we can do this is by creating activities and lessons that celebrate the differences of each of our students. So one example would be holidays from around the world. Students can either do a report of their own culture and bring examples, photos, food, music, and share that with the class. Or they can research another culture and share that background with the class as well. So just being cognizant that students come from a variety of backgrounds. There is no student that's alike, and celebrating these differences can help to create an inclusive classroom environment that's positive for all students. So far, we've discussed the important role that teachers play in the academic success of our English language learners. To add to this though, there's a whole nother role that family and community play in the success of the English language learners. Parental support is a key factor in the ELL's academic success. Another strategy that we can use to ensure that we are increasing family engagement is by establishing good communication from the get-go. Now, oftentimes parents do not speak English and they only speak their native language at home, which is totally fine. This is something that we want to encourage them to do at home, because research shows that when students have a solid foundation of their native language at home, they're more easily able to transfer the knowledge, the grammatical knowledge from their native language to the new language that they're learning. So in order to communicate with parents, we can use interpreters. We can send home translated material such as emails, pamphlets, worksheets, and we can use school community liaisons. So these are different ways that we as teachers can communicate with the parents to ensure they know exactly what kind of support we need from them and how they can help their child at home. We can also increase community engagement by taking the kids out into the community and encouraging them to interact with their surroundings. So this could be going to the food bank, going to the local library, going to different volunteer events such as beach cleanups, nature park reserves where they do cleanups and hikes there. Just any opportunity we can take to help the students connect with their learning in the classroom with life outside of the classroom in the real world. A report in February of 2020 from the Department of Education found that there are an estimated 4.9 million kids in the public schools that are learning English language. This is a massive number. So you can see how important it is for teachers to be mindful of the cultural differences and the different backgrounds that these students are bringing into our classroom. It's imperative that we embrace what the ELLs are bringing to the table, and take note that the cultural and linguistic sensitivity are key to their success. So as teachers, just be mindful of this, be patient, and set the bar high for your students, because they are very knowledgeable. A report in February of 2020 from the Department of Education found that there are an estimated 4.9 million students in the public school that are learning English language. 4.9 million students. That number is huge, and it's only growing every year. So it really is important for teachers to be trained and knowledgeable on strategies that are going to help English language learners be successful academically and socially. It's imperative that we embrace what English language learners bring to the table. We embrace their cultural differences, and we use their prior knowledge to connect with the content that we're teaching. Okay? It's key that we are culturally and linguistically sensitive to our students, because at the end of the day, we want all of our students to be successful. We want them to feel proud of their culture, feel proud of what they're learning, and grow and share that with their community.